southeastern side of Houston there, over toward Crystal Lake. He reported a very strong wind gust of near 100 miles an hour. How are the winds looking right now?
I actually think they're stronger right now. That's why we've had to take shelter. I mean, it's just too dangerous to be outside right now. And so we're actually, I mean, this is truly amazing. I mean, if you can see beyond me here, and I doubt that you can, no more than 20 feet from where I'm sitting right now is a tree and 2 cars. And I can barely see them. The rain is so heavy and the wind is so strong right now. If it gives you just any indication of how strong Hurricane Ike is. I personally have never been in winds this strong in any hurricane. This is my 18th system that I've covered. This is absolutely amazing. This is an eyewall that has been on us for several hours now. I actually did measure 2 separate wind gusts within a 5-minute period of 98 miles per hour and 101 miles an hour. Before that, the strongest wind I got was about 2 hours prior to that, about 69 miles an hour. Then all of a sudden, it seemed as out of nowhere came this immense surge of wind. And it has been on us now for about an hour and a half. And it is so dangerous to be out there. That's why we're literally sitting inside our vehicle, sheltering ourselves from debris and from the wind so that we can broadcast to you and show you what's going on here. You just kind of have to shake your head when you see what's going on here. But it was a good decision to do this because our vehicle has been getting hit sporadically here with debris from our hotel that is starting to fall apart in some sections. A corner has ripped off, and so you get some of that stucco that flies off, and stucco chunks at 100 miles an hour are going to do some serious damage. So this is the best place that we can come, is inside our vehicle, take a little shelter, and hopefully soon we're going to get that eye that comes in here, and within that eye, we're going to have significantly calmer winds. So we're gonna keep going here tonight until it gives up on us, and then maybe we'll take a little break. Nonetheless, there are some other areas across the upper coast of Texas also getting hit, and getting hit significantly. That includes up toward Beaumont. That's where our Jorma Duran is tonight. Jorma, at last check, we had an 84-mile-an-hour wind there at Beaumont. Do you know if you've had anything higher than that? All right, apparently we're having some difficulty with Jorma's audio. That's what happens during hurricanes and live television. But let's just head down 45 to Galveston, because that's where Stephanie Abrams is tonight. And Stephanie, I know your conditions are a lot calmer now than they were earlier, and they're a lot calmer than what we're dealing with here in the Houston area. It's got to be nice to see that, but it's kind of one of those moments where you're like, okay, catch your breath, because here comes the next wave.
Absolutely, Mike, and I'm thankful for the calmness here. And actually, I want to give you some new reports. Jim Cantori just was walking around. He went downstairs, and we're on the 3rd floor, but how it goes is, you know how things are kind of built on a hill, so it seems like the 1st floor might be a little bit below what you would typically expect. He said the cars there are all underwater. The water has washed over the road and is up to the buildings that are basically right on Seawall Boulevard, where a lot of them have plywood up. The water has gone all the way up to where those are located, and there's fires burning. He said, Steph, you could see the fires off in the distance, and now I can smell those fires right now, and there's no rain that's going to help put out those fires because we are in the eye of the hurricane, which means the calmest part. One thing to note in the eye of the hurricane: bugs. We have been bug-free, and I actually had my jacket off because it's so hot, but I was getting eaten up by so many mosquitoes because I can't find the bug spray. It's pitch black here. Eaten up by so many mosquitoes, I had to put my jacket on, and I'd rather deal with sweating than all the bugs that continue to eat me alive here along the Texas coast. But this is what you get. The bugs will go away once that rain comes, and you can hear also perhaps frogs or some sort of crickets. Those come out during the eye, and it's interesting because animals can sense this type of stuff, as I'm sure many of you know. Let's talk about what we've experienced here. We're seeing about our waves about 16 feet offshore, about 22 miles east or so. So the waves are still kicking up over there, and they're just going to get higher as we have that other eye wall that's going to come through. And all this nice weather is going to head up to Mike Bettis there, and the trees, I mean, they're calm. If you've been watching our shots, palm trees leaning over, which is something you don't typically see in hurricanes because palm trees are made for these storms. And we are getting a new report in of 6 feet of water downtown Galveston Courthouse. The earlier reports were of 4 feet, so we've now upped it to 6 feet of water in downtown Galveston. And it looks like that water will get even more on top of that as this next eye wall comes through. And as Jim Cantore came up here and saying, this island's going to be a mess. It's going to be more than a mess, as when you see palm trees that are falling down, you know it's going to be bad, because rarely do you see that. Typically, these palm trees stay up. How high have the winds been? Well, they've gusted here 78 to 85 miles out at the pier. Right now, it is calm as could be, just a very pleasant breeze, something you'd get on a typical beach day. Up at Hobby, they had winds gusting to 75 miles an hour, and that's where our Mike Bettis is, not too far from Hobby. Mike, I wish I could deliver this weather faster to you. We're going to be in it the next couple of hours. It's headed in your direction, and I know it'll be a nice break for you, getting wind gusts to 101 on your own handheld anemometer. Impressive.
Yeah, and I think the winds right now, where we are even higher than that. So this is starting to be taken very, very seriously. Now we're getting some new wind reports there, Steph, out of Hobby at 78 miles an hour. So we've definitely got hurricane winds here in the Houston, Texas area, and certainly what it's going to do is going to knock out power. It's potentially going to knock out power to millions of people. So CenterPoint and Entergy, they are going to have a heck of a job on their hands here once this system clears, and you're going to try to get millions of people back online again, that's for sure. We're thinking now that maybe within a half hour or so, we're going to see the eye right here in Clear Lake, which is in southeast Houston. Take a look at this incredible 3D image that we get courtesy of the TRIM spacecraft that is operated by NASA. It takes visible and microwave imagery from space, and it's got a bead on Ike right now, and absolutely stunning imagery coming in, and you can see distinctly where the eye wall is and where the eye is. That's just beautiful imagery from NASA, so big thanks to them for allowing us to get that on air. Nonetheless, the worst of it is occurring for us right now. But Adam and Rich, I mean, we're thinking here that soon we're going to see some calmer conditions with that eye moving in, so we're keeping our fingers crossed for that. All right, let's show you some live pictures right now. Another location here in Clear Lake, and again, the thing about this is the winds are over 100 miles an hour, gusting over 100 miles an hour right now. And I want you to imagine being out of that and maybe being hit with a piece of debris. Imagine this. Nolan Ryan, the Hall of Fame pitcher, could throw a fastball at 100 miles an hour. Imagine standing out there and letting Nolan Ryan hit you with a fastball. That is not something you'd want to happen. So this is truly amazing what Ike is dishing out right now. This is the worst that we've seen, obviously, for the past 2 hours or so since we've been here in Houston the past 2 days. The problem about this is, my goodness, I mean, really, this is mind-blowing what we're witnessing right now and being able to broadcast to you live, is I have never witnessed anything like this in my career, the kind of winds and the kind of rain that we're seeing with Hurricane Ike right now. And nonetheless, we're going to continue to keep you updated here. And any new reports that we get in, although communication a little sketchy right now, we'll certainly pass those along. So that's the latest here from Clear Lake in southeast Houston. We're going to send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, you're seeing all that wind there, Clear Lake, Texas. Rich, this is amazing. You don't know if that's a snowstorm or what. The visibility, incredible. And as they pan away a little bit, you can see some of those palm trees just blowing back and forth. And Mike Bettis was talking a little earlier. He actually has one of those handheld anemometers clocking a wind there of over 100 miles per hour. He actually said he had to get down on his knees to actually hold the anemometer, and now it doesn't work anymore. So that just shows you the power and fury of this system. He's still feeling that northern eye wall for maybe at least another hour or two before things begin to calm down.
Yeah, let's have a look at the radar, and you can see exactly where Mike is with the Clear Lake. Yeah, we're going to go over to Clear Lake. You can see it right there, and he is in a band, one of those, the northwestern part of the eye wall right there. That is southeast of Houston. This band is lifting up toward Houston, and with those high-rise skyscrapers there, The winds are going to be even stronger, so there is a great danger of a lot of glass getting blown out of some of those skyscrapers in Houston.